channel. My name is Gonzii and today we're going to be reacting to another casual geographic banger, this time called Ruin Your Day with Facts for 7 minutes straight. My day was going great, so let's see if my boy Casual Geographic can ruin it for 7 minutes straight. Let's get it. Let's go.
Here are ways animals eat, but it progressively gets more and more disturbing. The Luna moth. It doesn't. Nature decided they didn't need a mouth, so they live for a week and starve to death.
They don't eat anything,
Tarantulas use their venom to put their prey on a stretcher, but the horror movie begins when they start eating.
Drink water,
They'll vomit digestive enzymes all over the dead body to liquefy the corpse, and then suck up the soup carcass through straw-like mouths, basically digesting the food before it gets in their body. Vultures are scavengers that feed on the deceased, but since they have weak claws and even weaker beaks, they begin every meal by sticking their head in a dead animal's rotting anus and pulling the intestines out. That's actually why they're bald, because when you toss a dead warthog salad for a living, you're better off with no feathers on your head because they're just going to get dirty. The starfish will eject its stomach all over its prey, digest it from the outside until it's reduced to a soupy chowder, only to suck it all up again.
Wow.
Fun fact, actually really sad fact, starfish eat sponges, and yes, I saw the Patrick cartoon, and no, I still haven't forgiven the internet for it.
Damn. Ew.
For the women out there, have you ever tried to reject a guy and he just wouldn't take the hint? Well, here are some options you didn't know you had. If you're a female capybara, you would find the nearest body of water and submerge yourself until the guy takes the hint and leaves you alone. If you happen to be a female moorland dragonfly, you would fake your own death to destroy the morale of whatever guy pursuing you. Female dragonflies have been observed crash diving and laying motionless until their suitor flew off, only moving once the coast was clear. As a female mandrill, you would round up a few equally pissed off females and jump the offending male party, even though he can be up to 3 times bigger than you. If he survives this brutal lesson in gender equality, he is banished from the group. And if you're a redback spider, you already know how this movie ends. If a guy approaches you and you're not feeling it, you would just eat him. No beating around the bush, no letting him down easy,
just eat him straight like that.
Now to be fair, even if you do let him hit, there's about a 60% chance you would cannibalize him anyway. Basically, you would snatch his soul twice. Here's an animal friendship you didn't know you needed in life. Also, obligatory spider warning. The tarantula is a powerful predator that can take out birds, rodents, and even venomous snakes. But he has a best friend and a roommate. And it's actually this tiny dotted humming frog. Normally this little frog would be 2 seconds away from croaking in a coffin, but they have a deal. The frog eats the ants and insects that would eat the tarantula's eggs, and in return they get a place to stay outside of the drying sun, and they get probably the best bodyguard you can get in the jungle. Tarantulas capable of accidentally eating their frog friends, so they use chemicals to tell which ones are on their side. Young spiders will grab these frogs, examine them with their mouth parts, and when they realize it's their friend, they'll release them unharmed. But if the tarantula ever decides to do them dirty, the frog's skin is covered in disgusting tasting toxins. But the relationship works so well that it never needs to get to that point. As long as the frog protects the tarantula's future children, the spider will protect the frog from threats like snakes. The tarantula will continue to protect its green babysitter. If you didn't think spiders could be wholesome, there you go.
There you go. Cute. That frog posted up.
Here are some facts about the ocean you may or may not believe. You're just gonna have to trust me. What early sailors thought were mermaids actually turned out to be a group of manatees that they described as not as beautiful as painted. But if you look at their skeleton, you can kind of see how they made that mistake. I mean, did you know manatees have hands? I did. Whales and dolphins sleep by turning off half their brain at a time, and they also sleep like this. And since whales have to remind themselves to breathe, they hold their breath for their entire nap. The Marianas Trench is so deep that if you put Mount Everest at the bottom, the top of the mountain would still be a mile away from the surface. There's actually rivers and lakes in the ocean. This is because seawater seeps up through the thick layer of salt, dissolving the salt layer, causing it to collapse and forming a depression that I guess you can call an underwater lake. There's actually a lake in the Gulf of Mexico that instantly kills anybody that swims in it because it contains toxic amounts of methane and hydrogen sulfide. Flying fish can launch themselves at 35 miles per hour and they can glide for 650 feet, which is almost 2 football fields. The fastest thing in the ocean is a sailfish because it can swim almost as fast as a motivated cheetah can run. Most of the oxygen you're breathing right now didn't come from trees, it came from the billions of phytoplankton in the ocean. Ocean facts that you may or may not believe, you're just gonna have to trust me. The most common cause of human death in the ocean isn't drowning, it's actually heart attack. The blue whale is the biggest thing ever spawned, but because they have a throat the size of a dinner plate, they eat krill. As filter feeders, they can take out disrespectful amounts of them at once. In fact, they can swallow 1 million calories in one mouthful. Because I am who I am, that is 811 Big Macs. Thanks to echolocation, dolphins have close to X-ray vision that they use to see inside the bodies of other dolphins or whatever humans are underwater with them. Which is why scientists believe they have an interest in pregnant women because they can see the fetus inside them. The most poisonous thing in the ocean is the pufferfish, not only because tetrodotoxin is an instant RIP, the amount needed to put you in a coffin could fit on a pinhead. Some have a poison that is 1,200 times more of a death sentence than cyanide. Approximately half of US territory is actually underwater. The blue whale has the largest penis on the planet, and the largest Moby Dick ever found was about 16 feet long. But relative to body size, the animal packing the absolute most is the barnacle, because their equipment can stretch to 8 times their own body length, which is probably why SpongeBob used it as a curse word. Animals that look dangerous but surprisingly aren't.
Okay.
The whip scorpion looks like it crawled out of a Stephen King wet dream, but they don't bite and they don't produce venom. Even though they look like aliens, they're actually massive pushovers. They're perfectly harmless and the only damage they can do is to the property value of your house. Piranha got hoed by the media, but they're virtually zero threat to people. They're scavengers, meaning if they're eating something, it's probably already dead. Attacks are extremely rare, and most of the time you could literally be sitting in the middle of a feeding frenzy and not get touched. I already know exactly what you're gonna say, but what happened with Steve Irwin was actually a freak accident, because stingray are afraid of people, they're shy, and they'd rather run away. Unless you confuse them for a placemat and step on them, they will not attack you first, and even if they do, it's not a death sentence. Stingray venom isn't deadly, it's actually super treatable. What happened to Steve Irwin was maliciously bad luck, because not only did he get attacked, he got stung in the worst possible spot, right in the heart. But if he was alive, he'd want you to know they're not a threat. Black Widow has a pretty trash reputation. People don't really like the spiders either, but they rarely bite. A study showed that even after getting poked several times, the spider still didn't attack. It takes a lot to get them to attack, and even if they do, the bites are rarely fatal. I promise you they're not that bad. Animals that look dangerous, but surprisingly aren't. I will never disagree that the Japanese spider crab is one of the most blatant FUs nature ever gave us. But Neptune's paralysis demon is actually not aggressive towards humans. With a 12-foot lifespan and 40 pounds of nightmare fuel, they don't even swim, they just walk around the ocean floor, scrounging and living like the rest of us. Staying in the ocean, the frilled shark looks like Lucifer's fleshlight, and at 7 feet, they're longer than most NBA players. But the frilled shark isn't aggressive, and they rarely come into contact with people, and when they do, they really just don't care. Perfectly harmless except to your mental health, because every time it yawns, a therapist retires early. This spiky boy is an intimidating Australian dinosaur that strikes fear into the hearts of anyone that sees it. I mean, he probably would, if he wasn't 6 inches long. They also have a false head meant to confuse predators whenever pressure comes. Next we have the, how the fuck did he get here? Next we have the spider with the name I refuse to say out loud because fragile masculinity won't let me. Father lengthy limbs has never been known to attack a human, and they're virtually harmless because their fangs are too short to pierce human flesh. They're more afraid of you hitting them with a newspaper than you should be of them putting you on one. Animals whose size society did a poor job of preparing you for. I don't think enough people realize that capybara can weigh nearly 200 pounds and are large rodents on Earth.
Bro.
It's a good thing they're friendly because an aggressive mega gerbil could bring actual hell on Earth. They're cool, but you don't want to bring the hood out of an animal and take licks from a jaguar and seem unbothered. I mean, just look at this guy. I have always said that sea lions are grizzly bears with a faster swim time. The stellar sea lion can go to 11 feet long, weigh 2,500 pounds, and I don't care whose name is on it, that boat belongs to them now. Wild boars are a problem that nobody ever seems to want to talk about. The largest one ever caught was allegedly 12 feet long and over 1,000 pounds, and I assume they put allegedly in there to keep our mental health intact. I really need somebody to tell me this is photoshopped. I still don't understand how we have a 9-foot, 300-pound dinosaur just running around and everyone accepts this as a part of life. This picture should actually be terrifying because it's the closest to an actual dinosaur you're gonna get. That is exactly how nonsense like this happens.
So yeah, those were some of the Animal Kingdom's facts to ruin my day, and most majority didn't, besides that first shark, whatever that thing was. That's nightmare fuel, bro. I know it doesn't hurt anyone, but bro, Jesus Christ, bro, look terrifying, you know. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching the video, man. Hope you guys had a phenomenal weekend. Casual Geographic never misses, bro. Thank you so much for those who appeared on the live stream, man. We had a phenomenal time watching Manchester United have a shit game against Liverpool. The game was trash, but the company was amazing. So thank you guys so much for everyone that showed up. And yeah, man, I'll be doing much more live streams in the near future. So yeah, be around for some more live streams, man. But before we go, don't forget how we end videos on the channel, bro. Come on, keep God first as always. Drink water, go tell somebody you love them, and if you're here, you know what to do, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. My name is Gonzii, and see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.